If I stay with you, if my choice is wrong, I don't care at all. If I am losing now, but I win later on, that's all I want. Whatever happens in the future, trust in destiny.
A long time ago, we could say once upon a time, before my hair decided to relocate south into my ear and nose, I had a dream, a vision about trading Forex. And it took a long time, over a decade.
I don't care at all.
I had a dream, a vision, where I would be looking at my chart and I would be seeing the true value of each currency on one chart instead of seeing the pairs, to understand what is going on behind a pair. You know, when I'm looking at let's say a Australian dollar against a USD chart, I'm looking at a pair. But what is the true value of the Australian dollar and the true value of the US dollar when I'm looking at the chart moving up? Is it the Australian dollar that is moving up? Or is it the US dollar that is moving down? Or is it both? You see, we don't have that information. And that appeared to me crucial. Because if the Australian dollar, like the base currency, if it's strongly moving up, well, even if the US dollar is not moving at all, the chart will still tell me that the AUD-USD pair is moving up. But what if I knew that it's only the Australian dollar that is moving up and not the USD falling, and I would be instead looking into trading another currency against the Australian dollar that is moving up strongly? So I would be then looking maybe at buying the Australian dollar Japanese yen if the yen is falling strongly. And, you know, instead of being only profiting from the increase in value of the Australian dollar, then I would be making so much more money because I would also be banking on the Japanese yen falling. So the chart would be moving way much more, maybe twice as much, for the same time spent in front of the chart. And also all my trades would be trends. I probably could avoid all the chaos in the market. And probably I would, as soon as that trend is over, that would be moving like crazy, I would be able to just switch to another pair that is just moving as much. Because if I could see each currency, the true value of each currency, then I would know exactly which pair to trade, which pair to combine. I would know that maybe the Australian dollar is going up strongly. Maybe the euro is going up strongly also. So I wouldn't be buying the euro AUD. Instead, I would be waiting for the euro to become weak, to be red, trading opposite colors, two currencies going in opposite directions. Then I would go short every time the trend resumes. And to buy the euro, then maybe I would be looking at the Japanese yen that is falling, that is losing value. Again, opposites. Or if it's the USD that is falling, then I would definitely be trading the euro USD. You see, when we're trading a pair, we're kind of seeing the end result of the value of two currencies, but only seeing the difference in value. We're not seeing the true value of each currency. We're seeing the difference in value between two currencies, between the base currency and the quote currency. And at some point, I wanted to have that information, but I had to look at all the pairs to understand if today the US dollar is moving up, or the euro is moving up, or the yen is falling, or the New Zealand dollar is, what is it doing today? And so I had to look at so many charts, and it was still confusing because on some charts, the New Zealand dollar was falling, and on other charts, it was rising. So was it really? So I knew that the moment I could identify which currency was strongly moving up against which currency was strongly moving down, I knew that then the entire game plan would change. Because imagine, just for a moment, that each trade has two currencies moving strongly against each other in one chart, because that's exactly what we have. We have two values moving in one chart. So why only be taking advantage of only one? I mean, on one chart, we have two values. Two. So what this would bring me, it would bring me a lot of security and confidence about the trade, because I know that if one currency is strongly moving in one direction, then even if the other one would be pausing a bit, the trend would still be going. It would not be turning. For a pair to turn, I would need both currencies to turn. I would need one currency that is strongly moving up and the other currency that is strongly moving down to completely reverse. And that offered me a sensation of mastery also, because by looking at my chart, I was no more just looking at the end result of two currencies moving. I would go directly to the source. And I wondered what it would look like to see the true value of each currency, if it would create smooth charts. Because actually the chaos that we're seeing on a Forex chart, if we look at the source, maybe the chaos is created because two currencies are going in the same direction instead of going opposite ways, and they are just fighting each other. just a bit. Both are moving up. Just one is strongly, just a bit more than the other. So it gives the impression that it's going up, but actually both are going up. So it's like push pull, you know? But if one currency is going strongly up and the other one is going strongly down, obviously it's going to create a trend. So we had to code this though. That was years ago, you know. This was just an idea. It was just like a sensation this that this would be the thing, that this would be really the Pandora box of trading Forex. But how could this become possible? Because that information is just not available. Plus, even if I was able to display the true value of each currency behind each pair, I also needed something that would clearly tell me if it's going up or down. I mean, sometimes it's obvious, but some other times it's not. So it took many years to create what you're going to see. And also, I wanted to see the performance of each currency. I wanted also to see the pressure behind each currency. So that was a big head scratcher, you know? And so now you understand more about my air issue. So let's look into it. And I guess that you will get to the same conclusion I have, that this makes perfect sense, and this is essential. It's like trying to trade a stock without seeing the price. You know, imagine that. Imagine if you would try to predict the price of a stock only by looking at the SP 500. You need to to go directly at the source. So by looking at the charts that I'm going to show you, you'll see how beautiful it is. To my surprise, the currencies behind each pair are extremely stable. Of course, they are, you know, the currencies of the world, of countries. And clearly we know when they are turning. So the only thing that is left for us to do is to combine the right ones together. And we can also see if they are strongly going up and or strongly going down. And that creates strong trends, very strong trends. And this works just as much for day trading, the short-term time frames, like the M1, M5, M15, but also all time frames. The long term also. I'll show you some daily charts just as well as some M5 charts. And I'll show you how precise the painting of the intensity of each is displayed. Everything becomes so beautiful and so precise and so clear that actually at the end of this video, you all say, you know, how come this has not been revealed before? Why is this not shown everywhere? See for yourself. So in this panel, we see the true value of the base currency of the chart. And we see the background also when it's going up and down. And if we draw some trend lines also, we see that it's perfectly painted. And in this panel, we see the true value of the quote currency. And we can draw some trend lines to see how perfect the intensity is. So the more intense in blue, the more it's climbing, and the more intense in red, the more that currency is falling, losing value. And so the play here is to simply trade the blue against the red, because one currency is climbing, gaining value, and the other one is losing value. And this translates into trends. And the more pressure and the more intensity there is behind each clearly shows on the chart. Now, in this panel is the pressure, because we wanted to see what's actually going on behind each move. Is there big pressure behind it? So when one line is really high and the other line is really low, then it moves. It also translates into the number that we see next to the name of each currency. So it's the highest number against the lowest. Very simple to use. And in this panel, we have the performance of each currency. And so clearly we can see how much each perform. And so, of course, if one currency is performing very strongly upward and the other one is losing a lot of value, two currencies are performing extremely well, one against another. And so we end up with the best pair. So here the gameplay is to trade when one currency is strongly going up against the other currency that is strongly going down. And in this panel, we see what's happening for the pair on chart. But then in one single panel, we also wanted to show what's going on with all currencies. And so this way, we always are trading the most performant pair. So the line that is the strongest against the line that is the weakest creates the best performance, because one is strongly going up and the other currency is strongly going down. And this way, we never miss a pair. We never miss a trade. We never miss a great trend, ever. And we're always shifting from the most performing pair to the next one and the next one, as we always see it and always know it. Now, in this layout, the second layout shows, well, the 8 currencies. In one panel, we see the true value of each, and we see if they are going up or down, how intensely they are going up or down, plus the pressure behind each. And so this way we always know, by looking at the color of the intensity background, which pair to build. So if a currency is going down, then we will be looking at which currency against it is going up. Which currency is losing value while one is gaining value. So this way we build our pairs. If one currency starts to be red, then what's already blue, or what is shifting to blue right now? And if one is switching up and turning blue, which one is already red? Or which one starts to be red, begins to be red? And this way, we build the most profitable trades, because it's always one currency going up against all the other currencies that are going down. And this way, we never miss a trade either. And the more intense is the background, the more intense is the drop or the rise. And the most pressure there is behind each, well, guess what happens? And so this is how we build all our pairs now. We know always which pair to trade and which ones to avoid. Well, actually, we're never anymore in a bad trade, or in a trade that is not going anywhere. My preferred play is in the morning at New York's Open on a M5 chart, when all the currencies squeezed together because the market was slower in the night. And then a few currencies break away from the middle. And those are the trades of the day. And they really move, because it's as if all the trading floors are jumping into those. And it's going to be the same for the long-term charts. Simply another time frame. So swing trading or investing is real clear. I believe that what I like the most at this point is that it became true. It became reality.
If I stay with you, if my choice is wrong,
that vision,
I don't care at all.
If this ever happened to you,
if I am losing now, but I win later on, that's all I want.
You know what I'm feeling now.
Whatever happens in the future, trust in destiny.
It took a long time, over a decade.
Don't try to do anything else, no matter what you feel.
But it worked. It all worked out.
I don't care at all. my time, my life is gone.